Hey everybody, this is Linda with Love Song Reiki, and today is November 12th of 2022, and I wanted to bring this video to you today about how the system of Reiki is a self-healing system, but it also can help you heal the world. How many of you out there know or have been taught that the system of Reiki was actually originally formed as a method for the students of Mikao Usui to begin to learn about their true self, to remember their true way of being, their inner great bright light, their kami, their interconnectedness with all that is. The actual hands-on healing part of the Reiki that everybody is so familiar with nowadays only came about later, when he discovered that when he and his students were able to be in this more focused, loving, compassionate state, they were able to facilitate healing for themselves and for others. Okay, so what I would like to talk about today is the system of Reiki and bringing it internal, self-healing, and then allowing that self-healing to assist in healing our planet. So first of all, you should understand that there are 5 elements to the system of Reiki, and I'm going to be using notes because it's a Saturday morning and I wasn't planning on doing this. It just came to me at 3 in the morning when I was petting my cat. For some reason I thought, hey, I need to do a video today about healing the world by healing yourself through Reiki. So here I am. So first of all, there are, pardon me, allergies, 5 elements to the system of Reiki. You have developing spiritual and mental focus, techniques and meditations, hands-on healing, mantras and symbols, and reiju/attunements. So the section I want to focus on today is the very foundation of Reiki, and that is the precepts. They are guidelines set forth by Mikao Usui for daily living, and if we follow these guidelines in the order that they are written, we eventually are able to become and live on a daily basis in a state of compassion and love, which is our true state of being. As a spirit, as a soul, it's our spiritual way of being. As a human, we have all these external emotions and external experiences that affect us, and how do we maintain our center, you'll hear that, or maintain our authenticity, or live in a space of love and compassion no matter what is going on around us. Well, the way we do that is by following these guidelines as set forth by Mikao Usui. So the first thing I'd like to do is read to you what's called Usui's Creed. It's where he put forth his guidelines for living. So here we go. It says, the secret of inviting happiness through many blessings, the spiritual medicine for all illness. For today only, do not anger, do not worry, be grateful, be true to your way and your being, be compassionate to yourself and others. Do Gassho every morning and evening, keep in your mind and recite. Usui Reiki Ryoho, improve your mind and body, by the founder, Mikao Usui. So these precepts are guidelines for living. They are not affirmations. It's not sitting around and thinking positive thoughts. These are actual action steps. It's direct action to live a life of love and compassion. So the very first line of Usui's Creed is the secret of inviting happiness through many blessings. Well, the blessings are the benefits that you're going to receive by practicing the 5 precepts. The spiritual medicine for all illness. By being in a state of love and compassion, we are able to heal ourselves, and through this loving energy, heal mental, physical, emotional, spiritual issues for ourselves and for others. I think the Japanese call it, for all illness, they sometimes say 10,000 illnesses. I'm not saying that we are going to go around and heal cancer, heal this, heal that. I am saying we can help reduce suffering if someone is having a particular illness that needs traditional medicine, because traditional medicine and spiritual medicine go hand in hand. They work together. In our world, that's just necessary sometimes. So, understanding, I'm not saying don't use traditional medicine, but I'm saying we can use it together with traditional medicine to reduce our own suffering, to help others reduce their suffering, to feel more at ease, and to live a more happy, compassionate, loving, joyful life. So the first line before the actual precepts says, "For today only." And to me, that means in this now moment. We're not thinking about the future, thinking about the past. We're not in a state of worry or fear. We are in this now moment. How am I feeling right now? So, in this now moment, for today only, do not anger. What does that mean to you? I like the version that says, do not bear anger. Mikao Usui doesn't say to us, be happy. Because if you just say to a person, be happy, and they're in a state of dis-ease or suffering, they don't know how to be happy, or they wouldn't be in a state of dis-ease and suffering. So, what he is saying is, do not bear anger. So, if you're able to step back and look at a situation where you're feeling anger and you've been studying the precepts and practicing the precepts, and you catch yourself in a state of anger, you're able to notice it. You're living consciously and you're noticing that this anger is coming up for you, and you're saying, okay, where is this coming from? What am I allowing to cause this anger within me? Okay, now, what is this anger teaching me? What can I learn from this? Is there something I need to learn from another person who I feel is causing this anger within me? What is it within myself that is allowing this anger to happen? Okay, then once you've looked at it and you said, okay, thank you for the lesson, but I don't need you anymore. I don't need to bear you on my back like a weight. I don't need to bear anger in my body and allow it to make me feel all tight and verklempt and lead to illness. I'm not going to bear that anger. I'm going to release it with love and compassion. I'm going to be grateful for the lessons I've learned from it, and I'm going to let it go. And you feel better already once you let that anger go. Okay? The next precept is do not worry. Same thing. You're not going to hold on to worry. You're going to be able to notice if you're practicing these precepts on a daily basis. You're going to be able to notice when you're in a state of worry, and you're going to be able to go, oh, is this helping me to be in this state of worry? Remember that movie Bridge of Spies where Tom Hanks' character would talk to the spy and go, well, aren't you upset about this happening to you and this happening to you? And the guy would say, would it help? Well, does it help to be in a state of worry? No, it just holds you back, because worry is fear about what's going to happen now, what could happen later, and it's holding you back from doing something. So releasing the anger, releasing the worry allows you to be more grateful. It allows you to notice things that make you feel better. When you're in a state of no anger, no worry, you can notice things that make you feel grateful. So for instance, if you have had a really stinky day and you're walking down the street and someone smiles at you, you can go, oh, wow, I am so grateful for that smile. That made me feel so much better. Or you can be grateful for the stinky thing that happened to you because it taught you a lesson, and you might not let that feeling come up again if that situation happens again. Where can you find gratitude in your daily life? And doesn't it feel good to be grateful? Yes, it does. The next precept is be true to your way, or be true to your way in your being. It means in the now moment, just allowing and accepting who you are in this now moment. Are you being in a state of love? Are you being in a state of compassion? Are you in a state of anger? Acknowledging it and accepting it, and then working through that and holding yourself in a space of love and compassion and just being in the now moment. Where are you right now? How are you allowing yourself to be? Being true to your way and your being your authentic self in the world. So the final precept is be compassionate to yourself and others. What does that mean? For me, people say the word forgiveness, and forgiveness is part of that. But compassion means being able to see that when I'm reacting in a certain way, understanding why I'm reacting in a certain way and being loving towards myself for it, and forgiving myself for it. When other people are being rude or angry or mean towards me or towards somebody else and I witness that, then seeing them and understanding that there must be really something going on within them that is allowing them to behave that way. I don't have to know what it is. I just have to understand that when someone is lashing out or being rude or mean or angry, that there is really something going on, and I need to hold them in a space of love and compassion. We don't know what happened to them that day. We don't know if someone in their family died or if someone they loved, if they had a falling out. We don't know. And we don't need to know. We just have to understand that humans have so much going on. We have so much going on. I am that person. That person is me. We all have the capacity to be mean. We all have the capacity to be loving. And then holding that person in a space of love and compassion. And when you're able to do that, you're able to forgive them and you're able to release any of the feelings that felt dense that came onto you when you experienced that with that person. You're able to be compassionate to them. You're able to hold them in love. You're able to hold yourself in love. You're able to be calm and centered and focused, and you don't allow yourself anymore to be off balance by these external happenings. So when you practice the precepts on a daily basis, you find yourself just being more centered, more focused. Um, you're able to respond kindly and respond instead of react. You've heard that. You're not going to react. You're going to respond. You're able to hold yourself back and look at situations and think before you speak and just be more loving and more compassionate to yourself and others. And it feels so good. And then you say, well, Linda, how do I do this? How do I keep these precepts? How do I study these? How do I practice these? Well, Mr. Usui gives us the guidelines. He says, do Gassho every morning and evening, keep in your mind and recite. So first, Gassho. Gassho is also called, like in yoga, you'll hear someone say, be in prayer position. So it's bringing together your hands in a firm, not tight, but firm, not sloppy, firm way. Okay, and symbolically, Gassho is bringing together two sides and focusing. It's bringing together left and right, love and hate. It's bringing together yin and yang, dark and light. And it's bringing them together into one and allowing you to focus. So like I focus on these center at the tips of my middle fingers. So while I'm in Gassho, I'm also in a what they call right mind. I'm sitting in a position that is focused, that is straight up and down, or if you're lying down, that's fine too, but doing so focused and intentionally, not all relaxed and ready to fall asleep. You're intentional in your positioning, and you're going to be in this intentional position. You may also sit with your hands on your lap. I like to focus. It's up to you. You just need to be focused and intentional while you do this. But again, I prefer Gassho. And then you recite the precepts. So when you're reciting them, you're going to recite them intentionally. You're not going to be looking around going, la 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 la, do not worry, oh, do not anger, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, because that doesn't do you any good. What you're going to do, or what's best, what you're really going to feel is if you're really thinking about the words that you're saying. Do not anger. And then feeling into that. What does that feel like in your body? If you tell yourself, do not anger, what does not anger feel like to you? Do not anger. Do not worry. What does that feel like to you? How does it feel in your body? Being grateful. How does that feel in your body? Be true to your way and your being. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Be compassionate to yourself and others. That feels so good. Really focusing on those words and reciting them. Being focused in your mind, feeling them in your body, and reciting them. Recite them at least 3 times. Doing practices 3 times in a row is very auspicious in Japanese tradition. So at least 3 times. Give yourself that. It may only be a minute or two, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes. It's every morning and evening. So at the start of your day and at the end of the day, so that you start your day in a state of love and compassion, you end your day in a state of love and compassion, and hopefully you've stayed in a state of love and compassion in the middle, but if not, at the end of the day, you're getting back into that. So every morning and evening for a couple of minutes, you're just going to sit in this focused state and recite them. If you recite them out loud, it's really great because you are your own sound healer. It's more intentional, it's more direct action. You can also recite them in your mind, but when you're speaking it out loud, it just seems like it's just you're bringing it into your body more. Um, but that's just me. But it's totally what you can do. If you're in a crowded spot and you don't want to be saying those out loud, then you don't need to. Just doing it in your mind with intention. Okay? So, and actually, what you may start out just doing a minute or two a day, but you're going to find out that it feels so good that you'll end up extending your time that you're in meditation. You can meditate on each line. So maybe say the precepts in their entirety, but then start at the first line and work with that line for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, meditating on that. What does that mean to you? Where does anger come up for you in your daily life? And how can you go about releasing that as a normal reaction? How do you stop that from being your normal reaction? Well, you go through the precepts, so you do them every day, but maybe focus on one line at a time. And when you feel like you've really cleared up for yourself what anger means to you, then moving on to worry. What does worry mean to you? And then what does gratitude mean to you? And pointing out ways to be grateful. And how are you being true to your way and being compassionate to yourself and others, focusing on a line at a time for however long you feel like you need to. Those are just a couple of ways that you can work with the precepts. And by keeping them in your mind and reciting them, doing it every morning and every evening, you're going to improve your mind and your body. You're going to be in this state of well-being. You're going to understand that you are your soul, you are your spiritual energy, you are Reiki, you are love and compassion. That is your true nature, that is your Buddha nature. Your true nature of your soul is love and compassion, and you're going to be able to live that more steadily in your day-to-day life. Now you say, okay, well, I'm doing this for myself. What's that got to do with the rest of the universe? Well, what that has to do with is you've heard this, you've experienced it probably where you walk into a room and there's been someone who's been angry and you can just feel the anger in the room. Or you walked in and someone's having a conversation and you realize, oh crap, I've walked into this situation that I really don't need to be into, because you can just feel the energy. Well, that's because we are electrical beings and our emotions are electrical, and they are emanating out from our body. They are rippling out into the universe. So, when you are in a state of love and compassion, that is rippling out into the world around you. So, if you have someone who's sitting next to you who's had a pretty bad day and you don't even know it, it could just be someone sitting by you on the bus and you don't know what their day's been like. If you're in a state of joy and love and compassion, their body can feel that, and it will help lighten them just a little bit. They may not even notice it, but their body notices it. They become entrained. And if you're focused and centered on joy, it's a higher vibration than the sadness and the density, then their body is going to entrain to the higher vibration of joy and love, and peace and compassion. And then when they feel a little bit lighter, the person that they come into connection with next will feel a little bit lighter, and the next person will feel a little bit lighter, and each of those people are rippling out just a little bit lighter energy. So think about all the people that are being affected by your own energy, just by being joyful, happy, loving, and compassionate. And if we can be in that state of compassion and help others learn to feel that state or just help others feel it without even knowing it, we can help heal the world. Through the state of love and compassion for each other, we can help end wars, end arguments, help people to live a happier, more joyful life. So if you can heal yourself with the system of Reiki, beginning with the precepts, and there are 4 other elements which we'll talk about in another video. The precepts are the foundation. Following these precepts, learning your true self, really understanding and feeling into your true self, you truly can help heal the world. So that's it for now. I just wanted to give you all this love and compassion, and I hope that you've received something from this that you need. If not, just let it go. If something doesn't resonate, let it go. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. You also can contact me on my website, lovesongreiki.com, and I'll be glad to answer any questions for you. And I just hope you have a blessed weekend. Bye for now.